Hi, Virgo rising sign. Welcome back to my channel. Here is your weekly forecast starting on 15th of June until 21st of June. So the main character of the week is Venus actually in your 12th house, the house of subconscious, hidden things, privacy, solitude, behind the scenes processing. Venus moved in a few days ago and it's going to be meeting up with all outer planets by an aspect. So Venus loves comfort, beauty, and pleasure. So its initial entry here brings a strong urge to retreat, enjoy private luxuries, investing into your mental health, celebrating your inner world in a quiet, more exclusive setting. You want to feel a sense of inner sanctuary and peace away from the public eye. However, between June 15th and 18th, Venus is going to run this rapid fire gauntlet with three outer planets. This compresses a major psychological, spiritual, and behind the scenes story pretty much into a 72-hour window. So let's break that down, how this three-act narrative unfolds. Act 1 kicks off on Monday, June 15th, when Venus in your 12th house forms that beautiful sextile to Uranus in your 10th house, the house of career, legacy, public reputation. Because this happens actually on the same day as the Gemini new moon. Expect quite a sudden spark of change in your professional life. So out of nowhere, an unexpected, innovative idea hits you in private regarding your career direction, or a sudden behind the scenes professional insight gives you a profound sense of liberation. Potentially, this could talk to you about that the universe is kind of like offering a new way of making money, or even to handle your public life from a place of inner freedom. Potentially, this could indicate that you have got a desire to work alone or to work even on a creative project behind the scenes. On Tuesday, June 16th, the energy softens because Venus is forming that intoxicating trine to Neptune in the sign of Aries, which is in your eighth house, the house of money and investments. So you take that professional spark, the private spark, and then you start building kind of like a castle around it. In your mind, you start highly romanticizing how this new work project, behind the scenes plan, or a hidden insight is going to perfectly secure your shared finances, how it's going to bring harmony to your finances, or how you are ready to heal a psychological bond. You're looking at those deep connections and mutual resources more through a rose-colored glasses, getting completely swept up in the dream of ultimate financial or emotional security without potentially verifying the hard facts. So just watch out for that. And this is where June 17th becomes one of the most important day of the week. The honeymoon phase ends. Venus moves directly into a sobering opposition to Pluto in your sixth house, the house of routines, work habits, health, and physical labor. So something that you have idealized in private, the private vision you built on Tuesday, it actually gets confronted by the daily reality. It might be a lot harder than you thought to create. Because Pluto is sitting in your sixth house, intense power struggle at work, difficult truth about your obligations, underlying health issues could come to light. You might realize that your desire to escape into that quiet solitude or that romanticized vision was actually just an avoidant mechanism. Maybe you want to be bypassing a stressful situation in your everyday environment. Maybe this could talk to you about that you decide to rest and have a bit of a spa, but all of a sudden you have got a crisis situation that you have to be able to manage at work. And maybe with that Neptune, you have already spent money on a private, like creating that private sanctuary, right? So, like signing up for a spa weekend with your partner and so on. So, Pluto strips away the illusion. It forces the direct confrontation between your need for private retreat and the raw, hard facts about your daily workload, as well as your physical well being. June 19th, Chiron enters Taurus. which is your ninth house, the house of higher perspective, belief systems, long distance travel, but also your future as well. And because Taurus is ruled by Venus, Chiron's arrival in your house of wisdom is actually completely colored by those deep behind the scenes reality check Venus just went through. Uh, Venus, because it rules your second house. Maybe it's about realization that you have got issues with money, like spending habits, or you don't trust your own talents, and you're going to have to be able to rewire your own belief systems. You're going to have to heal a core belief systems from Friday onwards. Chiron in the ninth house asks you to look at your ultimate philosophy on life. And instead of looking for, let's say, external grand visions, escape routes, secret answers to make you feel secure, this transit invites you to ground your perspective. So it's having to stop to overcomplicate your worldview and kind of like start anchoring your self-worth in a very simple, kind of like unshakable truth that brings stability to your mind. This week, Eurydice enters Virgo, which is actually important because it is your first house. Now, that's on June 20th. And remember, Eurydice represents the danger of looking back, letting anxiety, doubt, or second guessing destroy you. So, after that heavy psychological shift earlier in the week, it might be a temptation to turn around and micromanage your own behavior, going back and old ways of reacting to things. You might find yourself obsessing over past mistakes, harshly criticizing how you handled yourself midweek, or replaying situations to find the logical error. Trying to find error in who you are. And you should remember there is nothing wrong with you, but we might have to be upgrading our behavior. So Eurydice's message is absolute. Do not look back. Don't overthink your personal choices to death. Trust who you are now and kind of keep moving forward. That's the message there. It's interesting that Eurydice runs into the South Node, and we have been talking about the South Node in your first house for the last past 1 month, which is not necessarily about leaving behind who you are, but leaving behind that analytical mindset, the self, like beating yourself up. And how interesting that Venus is also in the first house, sorry, in the 12th house, which is your self-sabotaging patterns. Now, we close the week on Sunday, June 21st, with the summer solstice, and the sun is actually entering your 11th house, the house of friendships, social circles, long-term hopes, but immediately making a sextile to Chiron in your ninth. So it really feels like that the sun is highlighting your long-term goals, as well as sun is reminding you that you have got the ability to create a better future for yourself. But potentially you just need to be able to trust your talents. And this is where Chiron comes into the picture, which is bridging your networking with your higher perspective and wisdom. So it really feels like that it's about, again, rewiring your belief system that I can achieve whatever I want to. But it also feels like you have to be passing the Eurydice test and refuse to look back into that analytical shadows of self-doubt. And if we are able to do that, Sunday onwards, we are receiving more of a profound sense of peace, and we're going to start seeing some uplifting, for example, in your finances, and maybe you are able to look towards the future with optimism and even anchoring your value in a community that actually respects your path. So have an empowering, transformative week, Virgo risings, and I will see you in my next forecast. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of my important updates. Take care. Bye-bye.